I got robbed of my gold, which is why I ended up buying Bitcoin for the first time. And in this story, guys, I'm going to tell you exactly why I got orange pilled, why I discovered Bitcoin, and maybe you guys can relate to this story. So let's get right into it. So, my first um, experience with the power of Bitcoin happened about 5 years ago. Okay, guys, happened about 5 years ago. I would say in early 2019. Okay, at the time I was living in Southeast Asia, and I was in Manila City, Philippines, guys. Okay, it's like a small town just outside of Manila. It's about like an hour and a half, 2 hours drive from the capital of Philippines. So I was in this small city, and a lot of foreign guys end up coming to Manila City, for the red light district and stuff like that. There's a lot of girls here and things like that. And at the time, I was a real big believer in gold. Okay, so obviously gold is still solid, and gold's performed really, really well lately. But at the time, I really believed that gold was like the best way to hedge against inflation, and I had the habit of carrying around a one tenth of a 1/10 of an ounce uh, gold Chinese Panda coin. The reason why I carried around this coin is I thought it was good luck. I've always had some gold and silver, but I used to carry around gold because I just felt like it was good luck, and it was a way to kind of like have some extra money outside of the fiat system just in case of an emergency. I would always have like a gold coin on me. I could use it, I could sell it to get some emergency cash. So what ended up happening is true story, guys. So I was a little intoxicated. Okay, I stopped drinking. I haven't drank now for about almost a year. But at the time when I was younger, like I said, now I'm 37. So at the time when this happened to me, I was about 31, 32 years old. So I was a little bit intoxicated, and I met these two girls outside. They were very attractive or whatever. Maybe they were like maybe 19, 20 years old tops. Okay, and they were talking to me. And at the time, I had some. I used to carry my gold coin in my wallet. So what ended up happening was I was a little intoxicated, and while I was talking to these girls, this was at night, they managed to like rummage their hands through my pockets and steal my wallet. So they ended up like asking me for money, and I told them no, no, I don't have any money for you, and I was trying to walk back to my hotel, and then I ended up realizing that they had stolen my wallet. So I was like running after them, but they like hopped on a motorcycle or whatever and took off. And they got ended up getting my ID, my passport, and my gold coin and a little bit of money. So I was devastated. Okay, the good thing is they didn't get my cell phone, so I was able to easily recover and replace a lot of the stuff. But I lost my gold coin. And the funny thing is, I actually ended up seeing the guy that helped them get away later on, like early in the morning, and I ended up actually getting my passport back. I actually he realized that the two girls that had taken my passport had actually recently been in jail. So I ended up getting my passport back. He actually was a really nice guy. He actually drove over there and gave me back my passport, and I was so happy to get my passport back. I ended up giving him like $10. So to pay for his gas or whatever. But the important thing I realized is that once my gold was stolen, it was gone, guys. There was no way for me to track it. There was no way for me to have any trace that I even actually own gold. So if I were to go to the police, how could I even prove that I own gold? I had it in my possession and it was gone. So this was like 5 years ago. So that's when I started to realize, like, having gold, just having gold, is very risky because not only is it heavy, but if it's stolen, it's gone. So after I got robbed in the Philippines, I realized that I really needed to look into some alternatives to gold. And that's kind of when I remembered Bitcoin. Now, this wasn't the first time that I was introduced to Bitcoin. In 2017, I was in Thailand at the time, and I met this guy from the UK. And he was a young guy. He was about in his mid 20s, about 24 or 25. Okay, at the time, I was probably 30, 31. And, he told me that he was trading Bitcoin for a living. And this was during the 2017 bull run when Bitcoin went from like $1,500, went all the way up to almost $20,000. So I kind of remembered that vaguely in the back of my mind, and I said, "Huh, this Bitcoin thing, this is kind of like considered digital gold." So then that's when I kind of started doing a little bit more research, and I said, "What the heck?" So I ended up making a $20 purchase into Bitcoin. My first time, I had a Coinbase account for a while. Okay, I had a Coinbase account for a long time, and I still have a Coinbase account, a Kraken account, Robinhood account, a Bybit account. But at the time, I had a Coinbase account, so I put a little bit of money in the Coinbase thing, and then I started to realize that this was a little bit different from actually holding the physical gold. Bitcoin, in its digital nature, it can actually be more secure because you're not really holding your wealth on you. Okay, it's on the blockchain, and if you have your Bitcoin spread around several different wallets, only person that can access it is someone that has your private keys, right? Now, some people memorize their private keys. There's other ways to kind of write them down on a piece of paper, hide that piece of paper. Some people like to etch their private keys in something like a metal plate and like vary it or something like that. There's many different ways that you can hide your private keys, but the difference in like having your wealth stored on the blockchain that's protected by 12 to 14 words with private keys, right? Versus having your wealth just in your physical possession and someone can just easily swipe it from you and it's gone. And then that was kind of my beginning. That's when I really became orange pilled. Because the funny thing is, I knew about Bitcoin in 2014. I just didn't buy it. I just thought it was too volatile, and I listened to a lot of bad information talking about Bitcoin was a scam, it's a Ponzi scheme, it's a pyramid scheme, and I really didn't realize the utility of Bitcoin until I got robbed. So, like I said, guys, I'm sharing this story with you because I just wanted to for some of you guys out there that don't understand why people buy Bitcoin, that is why I got into Bitcoin. When my gold panda coin, my favorite gold coin that I had in my entire Bulan collection, was gone in an instant, that's when I realized that times have changed and I needed to figure out a different way to store some of my wealth. I still have gold and silver, guys. I still, I like bullion, it's fine. But I just realized that, man, you know, there's got to be a better way. So, Bitcoin for me is that better way to store your digital wealth. It's a way to really protect yourself from a lot of the problems that we have with physical assets. Physical assets uh, are subject to theft. They can corrode. They can be damaged. Okay, if you guys have a house or something like that, you need to make repairs on your house. There's depreciation, amortization. Houses require upkeep. If you don't upkeep them, you don't replace things and maintain things, it degrades over time. So you have to constantly keep investing in these assets. And then something like gold or silver, you either have to store it in your own house, or you have to pay someone else to store it. You have to pay fees for storage fees, like if you use Citadel, something like that. AppMex, they have a service where you can store your bullion with them, but you have to keep paying them. So these physical assets, it require constant maintenance and you have to constantly spend money, to maintain them. And Bitcoin is just different. It's a way to hold wealth without paying any fees, right? If you hold your Bitcoin on your wallet, you don't have to pay anything. I mean, there's no fees, no interest, no penalties, no minimum balance fees, no overdraft fees. It's just I think it's just a 21st century way to store your savings and to store some of your wealth. So I just wanted to share with you guys this story. This is why I bought Bitcoin. Getting robbed isn't fun, and if you guys can relate, especially if you lose something. Obviously, at the time the gold coin wasn't worth that much. I mean, it was like $200, but it had a lot of sentimental value to me. And when it happened to me, I realized that I just wanted to look into something different. So everyone has their reason why they get into Bitcoin. And I know that a lot of you guys now are researching it. I'm recording this video in April 2024. Bitcoin is around all-time highs. Who knows how high Bitcoin will go in the future? But I just want to kind of share you guys this story to give you guys my personal take on why I'm really passionate about Bitcoin. And I think it solves a big problem that a lot of people are experiencing. So, like I said, guys, that's my little story time. Let me know what you guys think. Be sure to follow me